Joining me right now is former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani. And Rudy, it is always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for joining me once again. Your reaction to what's going on with this defunding movement, and what are the implications of that, Rudy?
Well, first of all, I still hope it's going to burn out. Bad choice of words. They're going to get over it, and it's so ridiculous, so infantile. I don't know how to even describe it, right? I mean, suppose somebody got held hostage in my building last night. Who are we going to call? The social workers? I don't know, the mayor? Some politician? I mean, we got a squad of people who do hostage negotiations in the New York City Police Department. I was up at night with them about 8 times when I was the mayor. We have the best emergency services unit in the world. Ray Kelly used to run it, and my uncle worked for Ray Kelly back in the day. And they bring people down from the tops of buildings. They go in and gunfire and bring out police officers. They're like a special forces. I mean, this is totally nuts. The best homicide detectives ever created by God.
You've got elected officials.
They have more work than anybody else, or they did.
Rudy, you've got elected officials calling for this. Okay, you've got AOC, Tlaib, that are elected officials in Congress saying defund all of the police.
Well, I don't even know what their motives are. They don't want us to have police. I mean, each one of them says some silly things about terrorism, right? How about have we forgotten September 11? Have we forgotten the Boston Marathon? Have we forgotten all of the attempts to attack us again in New York that the New York City Police Department and the FBI stopped? And have we forgotten the fact that there are just as many Islamic extremist terrorists that want to come here and kill us now as there were 20 years ago? In fact, there are more. And they're looking at us and saying, they look like a pretty good target. The answer is to increase the number of police in this country.
Weeding out the bad apples. You can't deny that there are bad apples. Oh. And so how do you identify those people and get them out of the force? Right.
I'd be a fool to deny they're bad apples, and I know it firsthand. I put 70 bad apples in jail when I was a mayor. So I know it a lot better than these jerks who are talking about ridiculous solutions. I know how to catch them. I know how to put them in jail. The one who committed an atrocity when I was mayor, Howard Safir and I, caught him in 3 days because we know what we're doing, and we put him in jail for 25 years without all the fanfare that this is getting. I mean, boom, right away. We didn't go for third-degree murder and then second-degree murder. And you hit the guy with first-degree murder, he's probably going to cave.
One issue
Somebody has to teach the people in Minnesota how to enforce the law, how to prosecute the law.
But when you look at New York, specifically the bail reform situation is a mess. I mean, at some point, you've got their hands tied behind their backs if they can actually arrest somebody, take them in, process it, and then put them right back on the street.
Then we have to start blaming crime on somebody other than the police. Then we have to blame it on the ridiculous Democrats that we elected. And maybe someday somebody's going to wake up and say, oh, I wonder why the only place that really blew up were cities run by progressive Democrats. And I wonder if they aren't really regressive Democrats, because it looked like the 60s. This country went up in flames like the 60s, but only in Democratic cities. Will you, American people, understand? Democrats cannot run cities. They are incompetent, they're incapable, they're too impractical, they have crazy, silly ideas like AOC, or in many cases, not many, significant number, a lot more than bad police, they're crooked. There are a lot more bad apples in that political party than in the police department. So,
wow.
Give me a break. Yes,
so
you can catch.
So that's the situation.
Yes,
do you think it's the sanctuary policies? I mean, when you look at the Democrat policies, is it the sanctuary policies, and that's the issue in terms of running cities, or something else?
Yeah, yes, they do. I believe in the broken windows theory. And the real core of the broken windows theory, if you have any understanding of human psychology, is you build a framework for lawfulness, or you build a disrespect for the law. Every single thing the Democrats have done in the last 2 years builds a disrespect for law. They let you out of prison. Come on, 8,000. We had 8,000 more criminals we had to deal with.
But what about potential police reform? Where are you on that? I mean, Governor Cuomo is agreeing with the protesters' push for police reform. Cuomo is calling for publicizing the disciplinary files of our officers, just like they would be teachers and other government workers yesterday. Look, the bottom line is they do that on Wall Street, right? You have a whole docket of information of whether or not the broker that you're using was actually, did he do anything wrong? Where do you stand on this?
I say that I think Andrew's done a good job, but Andrew should stay out of law enforcement. Nobody wants to kill brokers. Nobody wants to kill teachers. They arrest criminals. They arrest organized criminals. They arrest terrorists. They arrest people who kill for a living. You think I'm going to give up the names of my homicide detectives who caught the mafia? You think I'm going to do that? Is he nuts? He'll get 5 men killed if he does it. Their families will have to move out of New York. Please, grow up. If you run a government, you must take a course in becoming an adult. You got to learn the streets. You cannot give out personal information about police officers. Are you out of your mind? Yes, you are. That party is out of its mind, and it's dangerous to the United States.
That's a good point.
And it's not their only crazy idea, Maria.
You make a good point.
They've got one crazy idea after another. I mean, they're getting crazy. Disbanding. They actually voted to disband the police department in Minnesota.
I know.
And they just had a giant riot that they couldn't control. They actually need.
The answer?
They need
the answer
better trained police, intensive training and courtesy, professionalism, and respect. I'm calling that as a NOMER for actually a very intense course. You review that every 3 years. Really important. This helped us the most. Howard Safer and I did it. You put it in their evaluation. We evaluate police officers by CompStat. That's how they get promoted. That's how they get good assignments. We record what they do. The police department in New York City is a merit police department. We have every information about every arrest, what happens with it, how many complaints.
Right.
I can tell you by looking at a police officer who's been there for 10 years. I can tell you in a second if he's a good police officer or a bad police officer.
Well, what about Derek Chauvin? I mean, he had like 17 infractions or something, 17 mistakes. How does that happen?
That's exactly the point that I'm making.
He's got 17 mistakes and he's still... Yeah.
It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. That is a very poorly run police department. No supervisor on the scene. Those men either were totally out of control, maybe, or they don't know the procedure for how you get a guy in a car. And apparently they got him in the car. Someone says they beat him up and took him out. But there's no supervisor there. I was on television with Harris Faulkner during one of the riots, and I said to her, see those guys in white in New York, but you don't see them anywhere else? So you know who they are?
Yeah.
Those are the top commanders of the New York City Police Department. They're on the street. I made sure they were on the street. I want them watching what the cops are doing. We train every police officer in how to deal with people, how to deal with minority communities. We teach them what we call verbal jiu-jitsu. Take it down. And then we bring them back every 3-4 years. And finally, we evaluate them every week. It goes into CompStat. And then you see a record with 18.
Rudy.
I mean, I don't know all 18. I can't believe he was there. Can't believe it.
Great insights from you as always, Rudy. Great to see you this morning. Thank you so much, sir. We will see you soon.
Thanks, Maria.
Rudy Giuliani
doing a great job
this morning. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much, sir.